Hey friends, welcome to our channel. If you are new here, welcome back. If you are a returning person, here we kind of talk about everything from homesteading to family stuff to now homeschooling, and all the things in between. So I wanted to take a minute tonight. Now I'm in a new place than normal because the boys just went to bed and Buck is back with Garrett, and the dining room table is like right outside their room. So I did not want to keep them awake. He's already hard enough to get to go to sleep. So we're in here. But I wanted to do a video today. I'm very excited about our science and history curriculum and Bible curriculum for homeschool. It's been a long day. I struggled choosing curriculum for these topics. Like, there are so many out there. I research a lot, so I was watching a lot of videos. There was a lot that I just didn't like, and then I found Sonlight, and that is who we went with, and there were not a lot of videos out there on them. The videos that there were, I absolutely loved. And then I explored their website. They have amazing customer service. I think I asked like the chat thing probably 3 or 4 times, just different random questions. And they have advisors that were homeschool moms that use Sonlight curriculum. So they have firsthand experience. It was a great tool for me to be able to learn more about the company, about the curriculum. All my questions that I had were answered there since, like I said, there's not a lot out there video-wise, which is why I'm doing this video. I actually did a video earlier of unboxing this curriculum, just flipping through all the books that come with it. And after I was done, like immediately, I was like, no, I don't like it. And that's because I wanted to give a more detailed look at this curriculum so that you can, if you're unfamiliar with Sonlight, if it's something you are interested in, but you've been kind of looking for more information, this video will help you with that. So again, if you've watched our other homeschooling curriculum videos, sorry, my phone's like digging in. Okay. You know that I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old who turns 5 in November. So he misses the school cutoff for this year. I am ordering his curriculum for next school year. So 2023 is when Oliver will start in kindergarten. I did this because I'm a prepper and a planner. So I like to have things in my hand. I like to have time to get comfortable with them before I'm like thrown into it. I'm new to homeschooling, so this is a new world for me. So there's that. And B, I wanted to be able to get curriculum at a good price. So when it goes on sale, I can pick it up. I already kind of had mapped out what I want to get. So I've been watching for sales and things like that, which I got a great deal on the Sonlight curriculum that I got. So I was very excited about that. So if you are interested in Sonlight history, Bible, and literature and their science for the kindergarten grade, keep watching. If not, then you don't want to watch this. It's going to be a long one. Get a cup of tea, get whatever you need. If you are like me and had a really long day, get some hot cocoa instead of chamomile tea and buckle up because it's going to be a long one. All right. So, few things before I dig into the actual curriculum that I got today. 1, ordering curriculum a year and ahead of time. People are like, well, what if it like gets updated? Well, first off, if it gets updated in a year, like the concepts don't change that much that it wouldn't be useful to have. But one of the things that I fell in love with Sonlight is that you order the set, the kit, and if they update anything, you can download the like the instructor guides if it was in there. And if they add new books to the curriculum, you can get them at a discounted rate. So I thought that was great because I do have Garrett coming up. I don't plan on buying a whole nother curriculum for him when he hits kindergarten because he's going to be 2 years behind Oliver. And one of the things with Sonlight, and I'm really hoping this works, I'm really hoping that this is a hit in our house because it's not cheap. I will preference this. There are a lot of cheaper options out there. I went with this one because I really think it's going to be an amazing fit for our family. It is literature based, which I love. Oliver he loves to read. Garrett is now starting the same thing. And they learn so much just from reading. Like, I read them bedtime stories and they pick up so much in just one story. Oliver remembers things. He learns things. He picked up a book at a used homeschool curriculum thing, and it was just like PP&L Electricity had these free books there, and like he got it for Daddy to read to him since Daddy is an electrician. And Oliver, the next day, he came out and he's like, hey, Mommy, those lines out there, and he's pointing out the window, and he's like, those hold electricity and they power the TV and all this stuff. And I was like, like, he remembered just from one time reading it. So books for him, that is definitely his learning style. I think Garrett is going to be similar. I think Garrett might be a little more hands-on, but that's okay too. But anyways, that was a long tangent. Anyways, so it is a curriculum that you are able to, if they update it, you are able to get that pretty easily for you. And it's something you can use if you have several kids at different ages and stages. So I wrote down, just because I went on their website right before I started this just to get the pricing of the 2 kits that I got, just so you have a general idea. They have sales a lot where they have special deals or whatever. They also have a point system. So every dollar you spend, you get a point. Once you get 1,000 points, you get a $25 gift card. So that's kind of cool. And I know there are certain times that there is like double points. So keep an eye out on their website and buy it when it's a good time for you to buy it. Right now, the History Bible Literature for Kindergarten, the 5-day, you have the choice of the 4-day or the 5-day. I went with 5-day for both of them. Is History Bible Literature for Kindergarten 5-day is $400.65 right now. The 4-day was only like $15 difference. The 5-day comes with more books, which that's why I chose it. The Science for Kindergarten 5-day is $303.75. And again, there was like a $15 difference if you went with the 4-day. I figured if it was too much, we can condense it down to 4 days, but I wanted the books. So that's what I went with. So let's dig in. Let me show you all the things. I already organized them, separated them, all the stuff, so that it's a lot easier. But first I want to start with the binder. So ignore that. It's just an old page. But you can get a Sonlight binder on their website. I did not. I have a bunch of binders, so I didn't need one. This binder, don't ask me how big it is, probably 2 inches, fit all of the instruction guide for both programs. And there's room there to grow. So I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see. Okay. All right. So I put in the history guide first. So kindergarten is exploring American history. They do an amazing job, guys. Like, I looked through this because, I get it. And I went, oh my gosh, I have to look through everything. I have to label everything. I have to do that. That's who I am. They do a really good job. I love this. I love all of it. So here we are. So the first thing you get in the instructor guide for the History, Bible, and Literature is this fold-out map. It is laminated, so you can write on it with a wet erase marker. So that is in there. Okay. So your table of contents and stuff is over there. This is kind of just getting into it. It has the book list, so all the books that you get, which I missed all that because I went on the website and sorted it out, because when you order several subjects, they don't separate them in the box. So it was all together, and I was like, well, what's science and what's history? What's Bible? What's this? So right there, don't make the same mistake as me. On page 3 of your instructor guide, in this one, you will have your book list here. It talks about how to assemble your instructor guides, which it will change a little bit for me. Right now I have them all together. I'll probably get a small binder and put like 4 weeks at a time in that so that I don't have to lug this behemoth around with me. One of the things I should have mentioned prior to anything, before I get further, this is a Christian-based curriculum. So they do tie the Bible in, which, I mean, there's a whole Bible section, but like the history, the science, all of that has that together. But they do it in a really good way. It's not as aggressive as some of them are. And what I like about Sonlight is they give you options for different types of faith. So, we are Catholic, so some of our things are a little bit different than Methodist, which is what I grew up in. So it kind of tells you how to navigate that and how to incorporate your faith, your belief system into the curriculum that you're using. So that was another really big key reason that I chose to go with this curriculum. Anyways, back into it. And then there is a quick start guide on this page that kind of tells you a little bit more just about the program. And then we have our schedule and our notes. So I'm just going to pop a page out of here so you can see it. I don't have to hold that big binder up. So this is the first week. So you can see up here, it's labeled week 1. You can put your dates and that will help. Pennsylvania, which is where we're at, is a really strict state for homeschooling. We have to keep a lot of records. We have to do a lot of things. This will help keep organized with that. So down here, then you have, this is the HBL, the History, Bible, and Literature instruction guide. So the science isn't on this one. There's a separate one for that. But here you have your Bible, your history and geography, and your read aloud, so your literature. So, and then it's broken down day 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So you would not have the 5 if you got the 4 day. And then it shows you over here is your book. So I'm going to show you all the books, but the 1 year Bible, you're going to read 2 stories from that. You're then going to memorize a Bible verse. And then they have like a CD that you can listen to help with that memorization. So that is it for your Bible for the day. As far as history goes, we're going to read just 1 book, Maps and Globes, pages 1 through 5. As you can tell, it's not a lot. And then that's what I meant when I said I could condense it if I needed like a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week. Some of the weeks if we have other stuff going on. And then we have our read alouds, which are Dolphin Adventure, chapters 1 and 2, and then Llama Who Had No Pajamas, page 7. So you can see how it is super easy to follow the calendar on here. On the bottom down here, it tells you right there that they cite the NIV for the Bible, for the verses. So it says, however, if you would prefer to have your children memorize the assignment verses from another version of the Bible that your family uses more frequently, please feel free to do so. So if your version is different than NIV, you can use your version. And then see the notes for the history titles below following the schedule. And then find assignment notes for the read alouds in section 3. The book will be arranged by the reading schedule. So there's a packet, which I will show you in here, of the read aloud stuff. Then there's a quick start information because this is the first one. So just tells you how to keep track of your records. It talks about vocabulary and cultural literacy. On the back here, you have discussions after you read. Lily. Cat. So different questions and things like that you should ask and have conversations with your children after you read. And then a timeline, which I will show you, that you are going to record different people along the history. I'll show you that next here. There's a markable map with it. You use a washable pen to complete the map assignments. And again, this isn't just for the first day. This is just kind of giving you an overview of how this whole system works. But yeah, so then it has, there it is. So you can see here, it says Maps and Globes, which is the first book that you're reading for history. And it says day 1. So it says Maps and Globes introduces your children to geography and shows and how to read and understand maps. So after you read your book, the pages, or the, what is it? Pages 1 through 5. There's discussion questions to talk to your kid about. So what did map makers use to make maps? And then the answer is right underneath it, so you don't have to look for it if you don't remember yourself. It says local materials like clay, silk, or reeds and shells. So I really like that, how they have those discussion questions so quick and easy. I really am impressed with the way that this guide is laid out. So, and you have like each day has the thing, and then it just moves on to the next week. So that is a quick overview of the instructor's guide for that. Like I said, let me get to the readers section of this binder. So we got a whole nother section of readers. And again, it's a 5-day because it goes along. It's HBL, so history, Bible, and literature. It gives you, so let me just see if I can find, I knew these are easy to find, so this is just a quick, easy. These are the readers. This is it. It's not this big thing. These are very similar to like Bob's books or The Good and the Beautiful, beginner readers, all of those things. They are quick, simple stories. This is the first one. So this is book 1, which is called Pam. And there are, I think, just one word. Yep. One word on each page to help your child learn to read. So super quick and simple, only a couple pages, and then that's it. So it gives you, shove that back in here. It's a really cool box. Okay. There are 27 books, and it starts in week 10. So this does not start from day 1. It starts in week 10. As far as like the reads, now there are other readers in here. Like I told you, like Dolphin Tales, I think was the first one. But that is you reading to your child. So you are not like running off the bat, like you better know how to read these things. No, it builds up to that. So again, we have our book list here of all the readers in that little box. That's nice. It has a really nice Bible verse here. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to the words of knowledge. That's Proverbs 23, verse 12. So this then breaks it down. There's, of course, your intro of how to use the guide, what you should be doing, all of that good stuff. And then it kind of just... this week, yeah, so this is week 10, which would be week 1 of using that box. So that's it for the page. So it just says every week for the rest of the year your children will read one of the books in the Fun Tales set. This week have them read Pam daily, so every day of the week. Repetition will build confidence and provide the needed reading practice. Rejoice, your children have read their first book and taken the first steps towards a lifetime of reading. And then it tells you how to use it. Run your fingers under each letter and have the children sound out each letter. So it's phonically based. Combine the sounds with the word to form the word and help your children hear how the sounds connect. So it also has a little note, which Sonlight is great about this. Again, this is to help kind of navigate through any different views and things like that. A note to mom or dad, and they have this in all of the guides that I've noticed. Every once in a while you'll see these notes, and it says, some customers comment on the sometimes bad actions of the characters in these books. While some characters may be doing things we do not want our children to do, there are consequences for their actions. For example, in book 12, The Crab, he misdeeds ends. Oh, so his misdeeds end him in the pot. So there's a consequence to poor behavior. So I like that they kind of put that in there. Yeah. So anyways, that's how the reader guide works. It's really quick and easy. That's it. Each week you get a new one, and it just kind of tells you what you should be reading, how to read with it. There's some that have some discussions after you read. This one I'm just seeing, why is Gus sad? And then it's because his bubblegum popped and stuck to his face. So some comprehension things in there as well, which is really neat. It's not just about reading. They add in the comprehension towards once the books get a little more advanced instead of just one word. All right, that's it for readers. So I'm going to just show you the HBL books, and then I'll go into the science guide here. So the HBL books. So I already went ahead. They have these little stickers. I think I have a couple left on the sheet, but I don't know where it is. There it is. So I ordered a sheet of these stickers, and it's to mark the spine of your book. So that if these are on a bookshelf and you have several years of Sonlight, it's very quick and easy to reach for your kindergarten ones. If you have kids in different things, kindergarten is in red and with a K. So if first grade's in yellow with a 1, it's easy for me, when the boys are both using curriculum, to grab what I need. So they were like super cheap, like $2 maybe. So these were there's some extra K's here. So this sheet did have enough for all of the HBL and the science. And then they do have some binder labels, which I just don't know exactly how I'm setting up my binder. So that's why they're not in there yet. All right. So going through the readers, the books for HBL. This first one is, of course, the Bible. This is a beautiful book. I'm not going to go through each one in detail, but this one's just really pretty. So this is set up to be a 1-year Bible. So people start it in January and move on. Sonlight has it split up into the curriculum that you get through this in your school year. So that's why it's typically 2 stories a day. But I like it. It is beautiful, but it also is there's stories there. I mean, it is the Bible stories. So you can see here kind of how it's set up. It's just really well done. I was really excited about it. It goes Genesis, Exodus. It has an Old Testament and a New Testament in here. So Oliver is very excited. When I pulled this one out, he's like, oh, I get a Bible, my own Bible, as if he doesn't have his own already. But he was very excited about this one. So that is for his Bible. And then this is that CD I was mentioning that helps with the memorization of the Bible verses. So that is the Bible. In no particular order, because I did not put these in order in the box, but I did have them separated from HBL to the science, I guess I separated Bible, history, literature, and then science. So these are all, this next section is all history. So we have volumes 1 and 2 of Heroes and Happenings. We have Abandoned on the Wild Frontier, Maps and Globes, there are a lot of National Geographic books used. They don't just, they're not a publishing company. So it's very much like Master Books, which are Bookshark. I think all of them are kind of similar, but they pull from different publishing companies. So National Geographic is a big one. They use a lot of Usborne, which I love Usborne. So I'm really excited about that. Lots of DK books, things like that. So This is, I love National Geographic ones are probably my runner-up to Usborne, but George versus George. How We Crossed the West, Lewis and Clark. The Very First Americans. The Amazing Impossible Erie Canal. 3 Young Pilgrims. The New York Colony. Your Life as a Settler in Colonial America. A Magic Tree House. This is number 21, The Civil War on Sunday. Okay. And The Llama Who Had No Pajamas. That might be part of... Okay, so Llama Who Had No Pajamas is the first one I have separated for literature. So before that, all the other ones are history. So I'm going to shove these guys back in the box. Hold on. All right, so we're in the literature section. Llama Who Had No Pajamas. We have Please and Thank You book. Feelings, which I'm a mental health therapist, so I think this is very important to talk about. Covers a lot of different things in here. Okay. Granny Hand's Breakfast. My Father's Dragon, which I've heard is an amazing book. Dolphin Adventure, and there's another dolphin right here. Dolphin Treasure. A Grain of Rice, which I've heard is another really good one. This is a book from the Boxcar Children. The classic story beloved by generations of readers. Little House in the Big Woods. And a Hibiscus. There's a lot of readers in here for the literature section, which is really cool. The Terrible Two. The Adventures of South Pole Pig. Travels with My Family. The cat is running around chasing something. The Silver Balloon. 26 Fairmont Avenue. The World According to Humphrey. Just Dance. Oh, she has Garrett's stuffed animal. I'll have to take that from her. She has her own stuffed animal because she's like a dog and carries it around. Frank Endicott and the Third Key. Heartwood Hotel. A to Z Mysteries, The Missing Mummy. Roxy and the Hooligans. And then the last one is the book the fun tales that I showed you, the bunch of tiny reading books. Let me put all of these beautiful readers back into the box. Before I move on, because I forgot, I told you I'd show you the history timeline. I forgot. Sorry. That would be this bad boy. So this book, you can get separate. You can make your own timeline. That's fine. I'm not crafty. I'm not that mom. I'm not crafty. I wish I was. I really, really wish I was, but I'm not. So I bought the book. This book would go with your child throughout school years. So first grade, second grade, third grade, if you are using Sonlight, you are going to be able to use this book. So you can see it is just a timeline. It is blank. And what you do is, and it starts BC, so It's a blank timeline from 5000 BC to present. It actually goes to 2050 is the last one. It has a folder in the back for you, which is really convenient because I just stuck my timeline figures in there. So when you order the HBL curriculum, you get these figures. Like I said, you can make your own timeline, glue them on there. I'm going to use the book. So as you are learning about different events and people, your child will cut these out and glue them into the timeline. So they are building a timeline throughout as long as you are using Sonlight. So you could use it until they graduate, and they will continue to fill in the timeline as they go. So I think that's definitely worth the investment. The book was not that expensive. All right, so there's that. All right, we are back with the instructor's guide. So we are now on to science. I am super excited about this. So the kindergarten science through Sonlight covers ecosystems, meteorology, physics, and engineering and design. So the instructor's guide is set up very similar. Got your table of contents. You have a welcome page. This goes into a section talking about evolution in the age of Earth. This is where there is the big debate of evolution or God in a lot of people. And there's a lot of tension between the two. Sonlight does an amazing job of covering a lot of things. And it talks a lot about, I'm just going to read some of this because they say it really good. And I'm not going to just try and paraphrase because it's just good. So it says 2 science-related issues require some special attention. The first has to do with evolution, while the second relates to the age of Earth. Some of the book sections in our science programs contain material supportive of evolution. Why do we include this in these books? First, we include them because the majority of the content in these resources is high quality, offering a visual and intellectually appealing material. And second, we don't take an isolationist approach to the knowledge. So they are able to discuss God and evolution together, essentially. It talks about, in here, see if I can find it quick. If not, that's okay. Basically, it talks about if you need to change some things, it tells you how to do that. If you need to mold them to your belief system, it tells you how to do that. So if you want to take some things out, it tells you how to do that. It's a glorious guide. Yeah. So, okay. Let's just get into it. There's a lot of other things. There's a section on the student activity sheets, which is a separate thing that's not hole punch, so it's not in there. I'm probably going to put it into a folder, but it's for the experiments. And then it talks about helpful hints for using the cutout sheets, which you'll see. A few other helpful hints, practical suggestions, correction and suggestions, and the summary. So we have our book list. We have our supply kit. So you're going to see I got a box. It has everything pretty much in it, like supply-wise. Discover and Do Science Supply Kit. So for all the experiments you're going to be doing, that has everything easy, ready to go. I'll show you inside of that. But there's that. There are some things that aren't included in that you will need for science experiments. So this kind of tells you that this is what's in the kit. And then there's a thing that tells you what you need for each one. All right. So here's the schedule. It looks a little bit different, but not much, not the schedule itself, but I'll show you. So again, we have our weeks at the top, and then for you to write in your dates. And then on the side here, we have week 1, and this is where it tells you what else you need to. So up here, it tells you we're going to be reading the book Ants, pages 3 through 5, the activity sheet questions, our numbers 1 through 3, discover and do. So that's it for day 1. And then exoskeleton is the do together. So, and then on here, I think it is, yep. So week 4, or day 4, sorry. Day 4 of every week is the experiment day. It gives you enough time if you need to get stuff beforehand, because right here it tells you what you're going to need. So the second you open this up, you should see if there's anything else that you need for that experiment. So this says the kindergarten supply kit that comes with it has a cup of 1 1/4 cup of sand, a pipe cleaner, a straw, a popsicle stick. You provide a flat surface like a cutting board or cookie sheet, plastic wrap, 2 books, a pencil, 3/4 cups of flour or cornstarch, 1/4 cup of cooking oil, and that's it. So it's a lot of stuff you already have at home, but I know I saw like one of them needed like a 2-liter bottle of soda, which we don't have here, so it'll be nice to have that right there. And then it does have a shopping or planning list for next week, so you'll be able to see that, and it just says scissors and a ruler. Super simple. So down here, it breaks down the book. So this is about the ants book, the discussions that go with it. Why do you think ants work together in large groups? By working together, ants can accomplish more than working alone. Things like that. So it has that broken into like day 1, day 2, 3, 4. So it's just like the other one. And then it shows you, it has a small breakdown of the sheets on one page that you'll be using, and then it has the activity sheets right after it. So this is week 1 activity sheet. So here, write your child's name, or I cannot today. It's, yeah. Write your child's answer as you talk about each question. Your kids are not, they're in kindergarten, they are not expected to write their own answers. So an ant is a type of what? Is it an insect? Is it a reptile, a mammal, or a bird? So they can circle that. Oliver loves to circle and X things out, so he'll enjoy that. And then who live and work together in a group or alone. And then you are going to label the part of the ant down there. This is double-sided. So again, it told you what sheets you're going to be using for each day in that layout of the lesson. So that is, again, super simple. I'm flipping to the back here so you can see. It's week 34. We're getting there. Oh, there's a human body. Okay. They do have a certificate of completion with each thing. But what I wanted to show you was the cutout sheets. So, well, they do have a weekly subject list, which I really like because I was able to look at this. I have like a bunch of other books that I've picked up at sales or just that we have around the house that I plan on trying to organize together. He can look at them like in his quiet boxes in the morning, or they can be his bedtime stories at night that kind of go along with what he's learning. So they do have a weekly subject list, which I really like. And then they do have a list of all of the additional items that you need for the experiments. And then they have the cutout sheets, which is what I was telling you about when I was reading that. So they're just pictures to cut out, to paste onto the pages. So super easy. Like this is for that ant that you label, cut it out, and then have them paste it in. All right. Close this bad boy up. I think that is it. The rest of them are cutout sheets. Yes. Yes. So that's it for the science instructor guide. Let's get into the books. I'm super excited about these books. I like the history ones and the Bible and literature ones, but I love the science one. Okay. Here we go. These are all Usborne, the beginner readers. We have a lot of beginner readers. We don't have a lot of the ones that are in this. We have one or two, I think. So we might gift the other ones to somebody, maybe my goddaughter or somebody. But anyway, so we have ants, bees and wasps, which is one of the ones we have, reptiles, rainforest, and weather. I'm really excited about this book. I may or may not have nerded out and read it on my own. So we are farmers, and I love that he's going to be learning about how things grow, because we're already learning that. I love it. So that is from seed to plant. Why do elephants need the sun? This talks about sunlight, gravity, all of those things. I nerded out on a lot of these books, I'm not going to lie. Wangari's Tree of Peace. I've heard that one's really good. This is a DK book. Love DK books. So this one is one of the DK Find Out Science. If you don't have any of these books, go get them. They're really nice. They have some awesome facts. They have beautiful pictures that are real life pictures, so your kid knows exactly what they're looking at. Okay. It's so good. This one's one of my favorites. Okay. We have forces that make things move. We have a magic school bus inside the hurricane. And we have a National Geographic Kids, Little Kids' First Big Book of Why, which Oliver's gonna love. So when your kid is like, well, you know, you're in the middle of a lesson and the kid's like, well, why is that? And you're like, well, I don't know, just because that's how it works. You don't have to say that. You can actually go look it up in here. This has so many great questions and answers. Why do some people have twins? Because human moms usually don't give birth to more than one baby at a time. However, humans have identical twins purely by chance. Twins who are identical are made from one egg that splits into two. Fraternal twins who look different are made from two eggs. So it's a really cool book. Like I said, it's going to answer a lot of questions. Why do cats hunt? Why does my cat that's inside act like a lunatic? I don't know if that's going to be answered in there. And then the last book, this is your experiment book. So this big book, is what all of your experiments are in. So they're not in there, but they are in here. So it's kindergarten science experiments, discover and do. It again is laid out really nice. I'm just going to flip to one. Oh, that's a snake. I'm failing right now. Sorry, guys. I want one that's just like an easy to look at one for you guys. Here's one. So I was really excited when I opened up the experiment kit to see that there were bean seeds in there. So we get to plant them and do some things. And it's not just planting seeds and watching them grow. But okay, so these seeds sprouted and grew really well. And these didn't. What's different between the two, so that we can see what works best for those seeds. So really cool science experiment book. I'm going to put all these books back. That is it for the science books. And I'm going to show you the kit. Okay. Here is our box. Discover and Do Science Supply Kit. We're going to open it up. We are not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to show you a few highlights. So again, this just has kind of the main things you're going to need just to make my life a lot easier. There's cheese balls, which I'm not really sure what that's for, but Oliver really wanted to eat them. Oh, it's glitter. Oh, That might be some kind of a dye. It's powder, so I'm not really sure. There is a pack of yeast in here. There's some plastic tubing in here. Seed pots, cups. See, even plastic cups. So you don't have to think about it. I'm not really sure what that is, but okay. There's masking tape. There's a packet in there. I did not pull this stuff out. There's even like cotton balls, peanuts, tape, plastic tubing, a bouncy ball, balloons, clay. Here's your seeds. There's a thermometer. There's a piece of PVC piping. Soil, a bag of soil, like a jar of dirt. No, I haven't been watching that. Glue dots, binder clip. There's part of well, that is a cork. Yep, that's a cork. There's a piece of tin foil in here. What is that packet? I'm trying to get down to the packet. I don't feel like pulling everything up. That's a tile. Okay. Kindergarten experiments paper packet. What is this then? Kindergarten science, and it looks like the same thing. So maybe there's just two, or maybe I don't think I ordered an extra set, but if I did, then I have it for Garrett, whatever. So yeah, construction paper in there in the bottom. There's pipe cleaners, skewers, all kinds of stuff. So that is all your stuff that you need. Well, most of your stuff that you need for your science experiments. Hold on. Okay, that's it. If you guys are still with me, thank you, because that was a long one and I'm sorry. But again, I felt like I really needed to do an in-detailed video because there aren't many out there. So again, if you are interested in Sonlight curriculum, I hope that was helpful for you. I am going to be showing videos now that we got most of our curriculum in for Oliver. He is still going to be getting the Good and the Beautiful, the new version of kindergarten, language arts. Even though this has literature in it, I still wanted a language arts program. So he's still going to do that. But that's really the only curriculum that I have to wait on, and his handwriting that's going to be from there as well. So I'll order them at the same time. But other than that, I have most of his curriculum for next year. If you want to see the Good and the Beautiful math, go back and watch that video. And there's a arts and crafts book that I did with that one. So what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this year, video wise, is he is doing pre-K. So if you guys ever want to see, he's doing Good and the Beautiful pre-K, and in January I plan to move him to kindergarten prep. He should be done with pre-K. I will show some videos on that, but I'm going to show you how I'm really organizing, getting ready for setting things up for our homeschool. Because again, we are new to this journey. Neither one of us Buck and I were not homeschooled. So I am learning this as I go. So you will see a lot of organizational things, planning, getting different things ready. Like I said, we're going to have morning boxes for both of them, so that when I'm working with Oliver, Garrett's entertained with something. And then when I work with Garrett on his things, Oliver has something to keep him busy too. So all of that kind of stuff you're going to see in our homeschooling videos from now until next year. And even like the logistics, paperwork, and things like that. Like I said, PA is just really regulated. So if you are in Pennsylvania and you're trying to navigate the homeschool system as well, I plan on making sure I put videos out there of all of that kind of stuff. So if that is something you're interested in, or our homesteading journey, we raise a lot of produce, we have a lot of livestock, we raise mums for the fall, all of that stuff. Follow along with us. We love to have you here. If you have questions, feel free to ask, reach out. We love to kind of help teach people, because we learned along the way too. So it's a learning process. It's a journey. So thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening. I hope that was helpful. Until next time, have a wonderful evening. I'm going to bed.